Welcome back. We have a bit of a restock video today. My husband went to Costco by himself. We have not been there in many, many years, so let's get into that. I love Costco, but my goodness, it makes a dent in my bank account. And also, where am I storing all this stuff? Because, of course, it's the biggest version of anything you've ever seen. And I don't think I've ever needed this many jats in my life. But you know what? Here we are. So let's restock this. And as you can see, I am a little bit overwhelmed. The one request I had for when he went was the salsa from there. I love their salsa, okay? I cannot make my own. Well, I mean, I could, but the level of care factor is not there. I asked him to pick me up that, and oh my goodness, it is spicy, it is delicious, it is everything fantastic, and I have missed it. Anyway, are you a regular shopper at Costco? Because I am not. My husband was saying that the membership price is less than $80. I could have sworn before it was $80 here, and I just couldn't justify that because I don't need like the most amount of toilet paper rolls you've ever seen, or as you could see, like this many rolls of paper towel. I just don't need that much, so I couldn't justify spending $80. But I do miss my salsa regularly, and it is nice occasionally to have bulk stuff. Like my husband bought bulk dishwashing liquid, as you can see, and I'm like, oh, that will do us for months and months. Like, I mean, probably the rest of the year, honestly, even longer. So it is nice to have things like that where I don't have to think about repeat buying them. So I had a little look up of the Costco price, and it's $65. I don't know where I got 80 from. I think maybe it used to be that back in the day. I'm sure it was 80. Anyway, he took his, wow, that's a really long clip, Victoria. He took his sister with him because she has the membership, and he was being a little bit of a leech, right? Getting that free slide in there. And yeah, he just went and got what he needed, and then on the way out, he went and was like, oh no, we got to fill up the petrol while we're here too, because it is a lot cheaper there. So it might work out well actually to have it. Like, you might get it back on fuel prices. So I don't know, I'll see how it goes, whether I feel the need to have it, because there's a lot of things. It's like Aldi, right? There's a lot of things that aren't there that I still need, and I don't love to do two shop because I am a lazy girl. Okay, I do love a click and collect, I will be honest. And not that I needed to convince you anymore. As you have seen in my life, I am fairly lazy. But also, I like to have alternatives of things that aren't available at things like Costco. I love a more eco-friendly dish soap as I put away like my highly processed Oreos and shit. I do like to be like a little more conscious of what we're using. Just like less perfumes and synthetics and stuff like that. I don't go too far into it because I know there's like a whole nother world, and I just don't have the mental capacity for that. I just try to pick a slightly better option. I was so annoyed when my Oreos did not fit in here because I thought it was going to go so well, and I don't know how I thought it would. The jats only just fit in there, and how I thought the box that was double the size of the jats was going to go in there, I don't know. I was like, you fool, as I walked away. Like, come on. So dumb. Anyway, I had to clean up this corner because it was where I had kept the Costco stuff, and it slowly has just become out of control. I had this bin area that was like full of junk that I hadn't put away elsewhere, and this whole system was just not working for me. The bins, we were like using the recycling bags outside the thing, and then I'd just get like a little garbage bag and fill that up and then take it out, and it was just getting annoying. Like, what was the point of this space if I'm not using it? So I decided to deep clean it because all the bits of junk needed to just go. I needed to wipe down these bins. I'm using my Organic Choice Co. wipes, I think, and just gave that a little wipe down. Nothing too crazy at all, just a once over really. And I do have one for the recycling, one for the regular garbage, and then we used to have one for the dog food, so I still have a third one available. I don't know what I'll use it for. I don't like the idea of using it as another bin because that's just more junk that I'm going to end up keeping in my house. I might use it as storage in the garage. Oh my god, I was not happy, okay? I feel like I just cleaned that thing. Like, we did it in the previous video, and there must have been like 2-3 days in between when I did that video and this video, and I'm like, how are we even here? So I was already in a bit of a mood from that, but I got a little sidetracked as always, and I started wiping things down here because it's the corner. It is like the forgotten corner, and I'm like, ooh, dang, is it really this dirty? Like, even though it's not bad, it's just like, ooh, don't get too close to that. So for the longest time, I have had most of my clothing, basically like pants and skirts, here in this cupboard, which is in the kitchen, and it's not ideal at all. I just never got around to moving it or finding a better spot for it. And then for some reason, my brain actually got it together enough to come up with the thought to swap them over from the kitchen to my bedroom. I have had 2 sets of drawers in 2 separate places, and the set of drawers in my bedroom hold all the kids' toys, and the set of drawers in the kitchen has held my clothes, which just doesn't make sense. I don't know why I never swapped them earlier. Like I told you, my brain really just got it together. So when I finally thought of that idea, I was like, great, let's just get it done, because I don't want my clothes out here anymore. I don't like it. It's not cohesive. Like when I'm putting washing away, you should see me. If I have anything that's like my pants or skirts or whatever, I'm walking down to the kitchen, but then all my other stuff is up in my bedroom. So it's all just like a bit of a mess. And so I was really glad that I could do this. And I think after doing the declutter earlier this year, I managed to get rid of enough stuff to be able to move it down into the other one, because they are different sizes. They're both IKEA cabinets. They're just different sizes. And I have a lot of pants and skirts that I've kept that are usually just like one size down, because I didn't want to get rid of it completely. I thought I'll keep a couple in the next size down just so that I have something to wear, because I don't know, I get this fear. I don't know if I'll ever get down to the next size, but I do have the fear that like I'm going to be like walking around the shops trying to buy pants while the ones that are on me are like falling down to my ankles, and that's just not something I need. I don't think anybody needs that. I decided decided to go with the roll method for up the top just because it was not going to work like stacked on top of each other. I am the kind of person who needs to be able to see all of them. Otherwise, I wear like the same 2 pairs over and over again because that's what's on. Anyway, I did get this second drawer out for the rest of the stuff that was in there. I ended up not doing the bottom drawer because there wasn't much on either side in either cabinet, and so I just didn't think it was really worth it to swap it over, and it just didn't bother me because it's not stuff I reach for anyway. So then I needed to tackle Mount Washmore, as I like to call it. She has been piling up for some time. I got through tons and tons of washing. Hubby was helping with that because it's technically his job, but it's been wild over here anyway. So yeah, we've had piles and piles of washing that's been dry, nice and clean, just needed to put it away. And I seem to always get distracted and find something else to do and think other things are more important until it gets to the point where I can't find anything that I need, can't find anything for my kids. And so I started off just by organizing it into the different piles. I think I've talked about this before, where I just get the buckets and I just sort out whose stuff is whose. Does that make sense? I don't know, I said that weird. Anyway, just so that when I'm looking for someone's things, I'm not like having to dig through 6 buckets for one person's pair of pants or one person's shirt. So I know that, my daughter's stuff has all her clothes and my son vice versa. I think you get it all, but that's just what I was doing here because I didn't get to put it away straight away. I eventually did later, but it was just like maybe 2 days later, I think. Anyway, my life can take some processing time to actually follow through on a task. I am listening to something. I was probably playing it on my computer because I'm looking at it and I'm like smiling like an absolute dummy on the videos and laughing. So that's what I am doing. And I absolutely need something playing in the background to thrive. Either I've got headphones on to listen to music or I'm listening to a podcast or something because I can't. The silence while I'm doing a task, no thank you. I can't handle it.
For too long, I don't know what else to do. I wanna get away from every little thing just to try to make it through. I've been thinking about my options, every detail in my head, but it doesn't really matter, nothing matters, so I cry instead. My breath. I've been trying everything I can, but I ain't got nothing left.
So I've had this task on my list to do for some time, and I thought today would be the day that I would actually get it done. When I did the garage declutter, one of the biggest things that I did different this time around was getting these tubs and actually sorting out all the little bits of junk. And when I first did it, I thought I was wasting my time with it, but I'm actually so glad because it's contained so much stuff and I actually can like go in and find something now. But same can't be said for my other half because I'm constantly getting asked, oh, which box is this in, which box is this in. So I was like, okay, let's get this done because I don't need to be like coming out there to help you find them every single time. Kind of sounds rude, but it's like one less thing on my mental load. So I got this done. I just wrote down quickly what was each box because I make these labels myself. And I quickly learnt that I don't know how to spell the word accessories, and it's much like vacuum. I always double the wrong letter and then I'm like, oh, no, that doesn't look right. So then I have to do it again. But there was about 15 tubs that needed labeling. A lot of the small ones didn't have it. I had previously done the other top ones, which it does kind of annoy me that they're different sizes, but also the shelving is not equal sizing all the way around. It is what it is. But I also have the tubs on this side that I'm looking at and I'm writing down that also need to be sorted out because I quickly realized when I was doing this task that I did not like pulling all those tubs down. I said it was like Tetris in the garage video, and it was, and I don't like it. So I'm going to see if maybe I can make some kind of shelving system where all the tubs can fit inside it. Maybe one that wheels. I've seen that on Instagram where the husband's make like a rolling wooden storage shelf, just so it's a little easier for me. But that's on the ever-growing to-do list. But right now I'm on Canva, and that's how I made them last time. I just go onto the document section of Canva and just type it in one big line, and then I select the style of font that I use, which is just the same one as last time. Can't remember what it was. Something like Alice, maybe. Brain's not good with that. And then I just work out what size I like. Gotta be big enough because the eyes, they're aging, okay? So things are a little bit harder to see when it's smaller. Cost me nothing because I got my husband to print it off at his work because I'm cheap. And then I just laminate it, which you will see in a minute. But you can also just go to Officeworks and get it laminated. I think they do it pretty cheap there as well. But you just need to remember to leave a fair bit of space between each label, because when you're cutting it, at least with me anyway, I'm not the best at cutting a straight line. So it starts out as like a fat label, and then they get thinner and thinner and thinner. And then the thinnest ones are the ones that I've messed up the most. So just a word of warning. I know the laminating sheets and laminators seem a little bit excessive. I did have it from something else, but they are pretty cheap if you want to get your own. I think this was like $20 from Officeworks. And the laminating pouches at Kmart are so cheap. They're only $9. So I don't know if you don't get many, because I'm sure at Officeworks it was like closer to 20. I often don't use it. Like, honestly, this is probably the only thing I use it for now. I did used to make like activities for my kids and stuff, but they're kind of old enough they don't need that thing. Now, as thrilling as it is to talk about laminating sheets and laminators and whatnot, we do have bigger things to converse about. The Life of a Showgirl came out. I know if you're not into that, you might want to just like skip the next minute or so, because that's all I'm going to talk about. I'm obsessed with it, if you cannot tell. TTPD was not really like my thing. There's a couple of good songs on it, but it wasn't like my go-to album. But this one is an absolute banger, and I am so excited for it. I did go and see the movie The Life of a Showgirl. I probably wouldn't do it again if she did it for more albums. I think it was okay, but like it just wasn't worth my time, because like they played the songs and there was only like a little bit of extra videos, whereas I thought it was going to be more like a making of the album, if that makes sense. So I thought that would be more interesting, but it was okay. Anyway, this is the final product. We'll come back to Life of the Showgirl. But yeah, it turned out pretty well. I fit a lot. I could have done it better by cutting them down to size before I laminated them. And excuse the hair, it is giving 1800s. It's also giving, I couldn't give a crap about how it looked, so I just left it. Many regrets, but anyway, yeah, I wouldn't go and see like another one if she did a movie again, but the album is amazing. I do love the songs so much. There's only two that I don't think fit on the album, which was Ruin the Friendship and Eldest Daughter. I thought they were just a bit I don't know, they didn't really suit the pop vibe of the whole album. My top two songs would definitely be Wishlist. I love Wishlist. And Opalite. I love Opalite too. I think that's a really good song. And then probably Honey. I really like Honey. I think in whole, the album is really, really good. It's a great concept, something completely different for her. I don't think she's going to tour it. I don't think she will after Era's tour, just because I mean, that was a massive show, and I just don't see her coming to do a 40-minute album all over the world, which is fine, because then my bank account can recover for a minute and then I can like go again to the next one. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the album.
We're on a journey, looking back on the things that we've taken for granted, but feels like we're learning to be better without what's been holding us back now. Let's move closer to a new history, find out what we can be together. Take my hand and we will conquer the world. This is our final chance. 'Cause one day we'll be looking back at this. We were in a big mess together. But we found a way to choose right from wrong. We found the strength to go on together. To go on together. Yeah. To go on together. To go on together. stay forever young. What about you and I then? Can we two find a way to align with each other? Let's move closer to a new history. Find out what we can be together. Take my hand and we will conquer the world. This is our final chance. 'Cause one day we'll be looking back at this. We were in a big mess together. But we found a way to choose right from wrong. We found the strength to go on together.
While I was putting on the labels, I had some little helpers come in and like hand me the sticky tape and hand me the labels that I needed. But it also meant we got a little sidetracked, so I had to tidy up in front of these Tetris tubs, as I like to call them, before I could stick the labels on, because as you can see, there's a little bit of mess there. It's not too bad, I will say, it's not too bad for me. Yeah, there was one box right in front that was the keepsakes box, which you saw me going through, and it was just full of random things that I've kept over time that I sort of see as sentimental. There was a box of toys in there that I had kept from when I was a kid that I wanted to give to my kids, and I'm actually glad that I found that, because who knows how long it sat in the box before I actually found it if I hadn't gone through it. Kids were obsessed, like they just went and took what they wanted from it, which was all the dolls, and I think there was some little characters in there and stuff like that. So that was really fun that they got to have a few pieces of my stuff. My daughter in particular was like so happy that I had played with it as a kid. That was like her favorite thing. She kept asking me what I'd play with, which is so cute. Anyway, I do have like 2 to 3 boxes of keepsake stuff, which I think I do need to go through at some point. Maybe next year's Garage Declutter will actually go through some of the boxes that I've like put on the higher shelves, because I don't think I need that much stuff. And like when I look at it, I'm like, oh yeah, I really don't need like half this keepsake stuff. It doesn't really gel with me anymore. I did have a lot more. Like I literally had so much more when I moved out of home. My parents were like, here, take half of your junk. They do have some of my stuff still apparently, but I need to go through what I have already before I can take any more on board, honestly. That's the last thing I need, is more junk. So I am struggling as well with like my kids stuff, because I'm starting to collect a few things for them, as I talked about in other things like paperwork, anything like their cute daycare stuff like that. So I need to get myself organized for that, so it doesn't end up a giant mess, because I can feel that that's what's happening, is my disorganization is just going to become clutter. So any suggestions for that would be fantastic. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me in this video. I know I rambled sort of at the end, but I will see you in the next one.